Okay, let's dive into this. For thousands of years, the most influential secret societies in human history, groups like the Egyptian mystery schools, the ancient Greek initiation rites, the Rosicrucians, and of course the Freemasons, they weren't actually teaching people how to make money or grab political power. No, they were teaching them how to literally govern reality itself. Now, if you look online today, the internet is just absolutely flooded with arguments about what really went on behind the closed doors of these organizations. But the profound truth here, the thing we're really unpacking today, is that they definitely weren't just sitting around protecting secret handshakes.
I want you to really consider something profound for a second. What if they weren't hiding treasure or wealth, but a literal map to human transformation? It's crazy when you think about it, because across totally different cultures, separated by hundreds of years, independent traditions just kept arriving at the exact same framework for self-mastery. And the ultimate irony? None of this knowledge is actually a secret anymore. Look at it through the lens of modern psychology, neuroscience, or historical philosophy, and the focus is entirely on the incredible capacity you have to shape the physical world around you.
And the absolute core of that map boils down to this one idea. A divided mind creates divided results, but a unified mind becomes extraordinarily creative. Just think about some historical figures who truly understood this. Take the American Revolution, for example. George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, John Hancock, these men were Masons. They embodied this deep philosophical truth that literally anything is possible for a person who holds absolute belief with zero doubt. I mean, they didn't overthrow the greatest imperialistic empire in the world with some massive, perfectly trained military, right? They did it with a ragtag army of farmers. And they pulled it off because they leveraged a unified mind. That unified mind operates on 5 primary laws of creation. Let's look at the first one. So, Law 1 is the power of decision. All of these ancient teachings point straight to the idea that we have the power to command reality, and we do it through our beliefs. But listen, here is where most of us get completely stuck. We think of our beliefs as these fixed, unchangeable traits, almost like trying to wrestle a cloud. But in reality, a belief is literally just a decision. Those limiting programs you might have picked up early in life, you know that you're ungood enough or there's never enough time, those were simply unconscious decisions you made. And the moment you realize that, you unlock the ability to just make a completely new decision right now. You can internally align with a totally new reality and actually command your external world. Now, what's really interesting about this is the neuroscience behind making that decision. Did you know that only about 12% of what is happening around you ever actually makes it into your conscious awareness? A massive 88% is completely filtered out by your subconscious mind. See, we have this part of our brain called the reticular activating system. It's like when you decide to buy a specific new car and suddenly, bam, you see it everywhere on the road, right? That small 12% you actually perceive is completely dictated by what you've decided to believe. And when you make a firm, conscious internal decision, you trigger a very specific chain reaction. First, you alter your perception, meaning you actually change the raw information you're tuning into from the environment around you. Next, by holding on to that decision internally, you start to radiate a completely new frequency. And ultimately, physical reality literally has no choice but to respond. It starts forcing these wild synchronicities and coincidences right into your path that perfectly match that brand new internal state you just decided on. That radiating frequency naturally flows right into Law 2, which is the law of identity. This law basically states that who you are being will perfectly reflect itself into the external world. Your consciousness isn't just some abstract woo-woo concept. It is the sum total of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your emotions. That exact psychological and emotional energy that's buzzing inside of you right now, that is what builds your personality and ultimately your entire identity. Dr. Joe Dispenza actually echoes the exact same teachings of those ancient Hermetics and modern mystics when he says, your personality creates your personal reality. Whatever your identity is, it's going to immediately project itself onto what the mystic Neville Goddard called the 5 senses screen of our 3-dimensional material reality. It's just like a projector. If you want to change the movie you're walking around in, you have to completely change the film, the personality that's generating it. So how do we actually pull that off? Well, the secret is to act as if the outcome is already achieved today. Most people spend their entire lives on this endless treadmill, just chasing a goal. But let's say your goal is financial security. If you magically achieve that right this second, how would you feel? You'd probably feel pretty calm, relaxed, maybe relieved, right? So the invitation here is to act like your future self right now. You absolutely must consciously train yourself to embody that down-regulated, relaxed nervous system today.
The external outcome you're looking for, it's just the natural byproduct of changing your internal identity first. Of course, this immediately brings up the friction we all feel when we actually try to change, which leads us right into Law 3, the echo effect. Honestly, this was one of the most absolutely critical teachings these historical societies hammered into their students. See, when you change your inner identity, the outside world doesn't just magically transform in 5 seconds. There is an inevitable time delay, and navigating that weird, frustrating delay is exactly where most people completely give up on their new decisions. I absolutely love this perspective from Abraham Hicks. Your present moment is old news. Think about it. The physical reality you woke up to this morning is literally just an echo of the thoughts, emotions, and unconscious decisions you made in your past. So why pay so much attention to it? Why waste your precious energy resisting it? If you get all tangled up and stressed out over a frustrating Tuesday, you are just reacting with the exact same emotional state that created the frustration in the first place, which, you guessed it, guarantees you're going to repeat it all over again on Wednesday. And this brilliantly illustrates how you have to learn to balance these two states simultaneously. You basically need to keep one foot in the passing, rewinding echo of your past thoughts, remaining completely undisturbed by it, while planting your other foot firmly in the fast-forwarding reality of your future will. True mastery is being able to stand completely unshaken while physical reality awkwardly shifts around you. Now, I'll be honest, surviving that uncomfortable echo period all by yourself is tough. And that's exactly why we have Law 4, the mastermind principle. Whenever multiple aligned minds gather together with the same passion or purpose, they form a literal superintelligence. The great industrialists of the past leveraged this exact principle to build empires. Figures like John D. Rockefeller completely understood the absolute necessity of gathering like-minded people, whether it was his executive team or partners like Henry Flagler and J.P. Morgan secretly gathering on Jekyll Island. They did this to access entirely new ideas and literally shape global systems. So the crucial point is that they don't just add their intelligence together like simple math. No, they act as a supercharged consciousness battery that unlocks a literal third mind. Through this third mind, advanced ideas start pouring in from the field so much faster, and you broadcast your collective frequency way more powerfully. It acts as a massive catalyst, triggering those synchronicities we talked about earlier at lightning speed. Okay, so once you have your new identity locked in and your mastermind aligned, you are absolutely going to be tested. Welcome to Law 5, the mirror principle. The external world acts as a flawless, unbiased reflection of your internal state. If you truly want to master your own consciousness, you've got to stop complaining about the reality you've created and instead start using it as a direct, perfect feedback mechanism for the way you are currently thinking and feeling. This ancient Hermetic saying perfectly captures the whole concept. As above, so below. Basically, whatever is expressing itself externally in your life right now has a definite root cause internally. When you run into a situation you completely hate, true mastery is realizing that your immediate reaction, whether it's anger or playing the victim, is the exact same emotional frequency that authored the situation in the first place. You can literally never blame the outside world. So how on earth do we break that loop? Well, we can actually look to ancient yogic traditions for a highly practical tool here. They would purposely put themselves into incredibly uncomfortable physical postures just so they could practice these 3 exact steps. First, you just observe the discomfort, or the frustrating external mirror. Second, you breathe without reacting. You let that impulse of anger, fear, or doubt arise, use it as internal data, and just let it subside. And finally, third, from that grounded, calm state, you transform the underlying belief. You completely surrender to reality instead of fighting it. Which brings us to one final, provocative question I really want to leave you with today. What is your current reality reflecting back to you? Seriously, think about it. If the world is a flawless mirror, and your beliefs are simply unconscious decisions that you have the power to change right this second, what is keeping you living on autopilot? It is time to step up and step into the incredible power of commanding your own reality.